How's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a sweet week. A little while ago I bottled up some of the Bastard whiskey, and I also did a little bit of experimenting, and it is finally time to taste those. On another note, it's finally been decided what rum I'm going to be making, and I want to talk about that too. Welcome to Still It, everyone. I'm Jesse, and this is the channel all about chasing the craft of home distillation and making it a legitimate hobby. So if that's what you're into, team, have a look around, check my videos out, and if you like what you see, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and ring the bell notifications too. Alright team, like I said, today is all about tasting this and mixing it with a little bit of this. Just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, if you haven't been following along with the channel, it might be worth checking this video out here where I explain where the Bastard whiskey is at right now, and also show the process of smoking this with some peat bog oak. A couple of you have been asking why I haven't shown this yet or tasted it, and there's kind of one main reason. That would be because I broke the cork off in the bottle and haven't got it out yet. Which is why some of you may have seen me buy this and some of the behind the scenes stuff this week. Turns out we actually didn't have a corkscrew or anything like that in the house. So I ran down to the op shop to get this today. Yes! 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 I was so worried that that was just going to break off in there. There are a few little pieces of cork floating in there, but that's okay, I can strain those out. Once again, the downfall to using secondhand bottles and secondhand corks. On a positive note, that smells freaking amazing. Let's get this a real bottle. Hold on guys, I need my... That's better. I kind of don't want to use a coffee filter in here, just in case it does sort of take some of the oils or whatever's in there out. I think that's probably being a little bit paranoid. But instead I'm going to use some copper wool just to catch those chunks of cork. This has already been proofed down, so I think it's just straight onto a bit of a taste test. I'm actually really looking forward to this. And you know what? Putting it in that bottle makes me feel so much better about it. Just does for some reason. You know what? I think leaving it in that bottle for a little while to chill has actually done it some good. The grassy has changed from sort of fresh grass to a little bit more spicy, a little bit almost citrusy and sort of hay-like, which is pretty cool. That's very pleasant. I really enjoy that. There's definitely more almost orange to it now than there was before. That's crazy. And it seems a lot more viscous and thick, but that might be, because it's a lot colder out here than it was last time I tasted it. And I don't know if you can see that, but you can kind of see the legs on the glass too, which is kind of cool. I feel like that's turning into something quite pleasant. Honestly, I actually kind of want it to have a little bit more oomph, a bit more punch. It's quite, I guess pretty is the word right now. But let's see what happens when I add some of this to it. Just in case you don't remember this, guys, what I did is filled this container up with smoke from the peat bog oak, put the whiskey into it as well, let it chill in there, and then put the semi-burnt peat bog oak back in the jar as well. So you know what, actually, let's have a little bit of that. And this is proof down too. Oh, wow. Okay, that definitely worked. It definitely tastes a little peaty and a little smoky. It's almost more meaty than peat normally is in a scotch, I think, to me. And that might be because there's actually smoke in there as well, not just the phenols from the smoke, if that makes sense. But let's try it in there at a smaller volume. Oh yeah, that gives it so much more life. You know what? I was going to play around with how much of this to put into that bottle, because honestly I thought it was going to be a little bit overpowering, but it's not. It's quite subtle. I don't know whether it's because it's been sitting there for a while now, or whether I just didn't put as much smoke as I thought, but it's actually not that grunty So I think I'm going to mix all of this together, to be honest. Yep, I'm going to mix it all. And all back into this bottle to mix it. While I'm mixing and combining these things back together, I wanted to talk to you really quickly about the next recipe I'm going to make, which is rum. What I did a few videos back is asked you guys to give me some ideas on what recipes to do. I took some of those ideas and put them over onto Patreon as a poll so you guys could vote on which one you preferred. Turns out it was actually a pretty good way to do things. It worked well, and I'm really excited to announce that the recipe I will be making next is Buccaneer Bobs Rum. Now the reason I'm telling you now ahead of time is I thought it might be kind of a cool way to create a little bit more community and teamwork around here if perhaps you guys wanted to make the same recipe at the same time as me. Obviously, Buccaneer Bobs Rum has a few things in it that you can't just go out and buy, like Backset from Rum. So I'm giving you a little warning now so you guys can join in with the fun if you want to as well. So what I will do is put a link to Buccaneer Bob's gold, silver, and black rums down below. Anyway, enough of that, guys. Let's get back to the tasting. I thought it might be interesting to taste the Bog Oak Bastard next to some of the Laphroaig Bastard, which is the bastard whiskey that I bottled a few months before this one, and I put it into a unrinsed Laphroaig bottle, so it got a bit of that sort of peaty action from the big, bold, peaty Laphroaig. On the nose, they smell quite different, actually. This one's a lot cleaner. It doesn't have the sweeter sort of notes. This whiskey definitely tastes, to me anyway, a little bit older. Okay, yeah, wow. That's really interesting. So this one, even though it doesn't have smoke in it, is actually smokier than this one. But actually that's not correct. It's peatier. The Bog Oak has that umami smoked flavor to it, whereas this has more of a ashtray and peat flavor to it. This, however, has much more complexity to it in terms of the flavors in the whiskey that aren't accounted for by smoke or peat or anything like that. Kind of citrusy, caramel, a little bit of raisin, those sorts of flavors that I'm not getting in this so much. But man, I wish I had some more peat like this one and this one. The younger whiskey is also a lot more fiery, which I guess is expected. And to be honest, when you marry it with that peat, I really don't mind it at all. I actually kind of like the punch a little bit more, to be honest with you. So the moral of the story is it is absolutely amazing how a whiskey changes over time. And this isn't that old. It's not even a year old yet. It's crazy. Anyway, guys, I thought you'd enjoy a little bit of an update on the Bastard whiskey and how it's going while there's a little bit of lull in production right now. Hopefully we'll be fixing that really soon. As always, guys, thanks again to the Patreons, and I really appreciate everyone, whether they contribute or not, those that voted on which rum I should make next. I really appreciate knowing that you guys actually care what I'm going to make. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. I hope you liked the video. If you did like it, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. That really helps me out. And if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe as well. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.